All right. Poly Corporation made a loss for the first 3 months. So they lost money for 3 months. Was profitable, meaning they made money for the next 4 months. Suffered losses once again for the next 2 months. And then at the end, they were profitable for the rest of the year. Let's graph it, and then we're going to write an equation. Because the question asks for an equation, but a graph really helps to see what's going on. Now we're going to make a really generic sketch for this. Right here we have the months, because hopefully you know there's 12 months in a year, and I don't want to put every single mark, so I went by 2s. So if we think about this, you had a loss for the first 3 months. So for the first 3 months, you had negative profit, negative money. So could I draw a graph like this that is negative for the first 3 months? All right. Then, for the next 4 months, look here carefully, for the next 4 months, I made a profit. Okay, so I make money now for 4 months. So for 4 months, if we're at 3 months already, what's 4 months later? What's 3 plus 4? That'd be 7 months. So we're now here at 7 months, and I made profit that whole time. So wouldn't that be positive values? So if you think about that, if I made profit, would I go like something like this? Would I be in the positive for 4 months? Red is negative. The green now is positive. But the question keeps going. Oh, man, I suffered loss for the next 2 months. So for 2 more months, I suffered a loss. So what's 2 months? I'm at 7. What's 2 more months from that? Would that be 9? And wouldn't we back to a loss like that? Do you see a polynomial appearing? Negatives to positives to negatives. And then what's our last, for the rest of the year, what's it tell us? For the rest of the year, we profited. So for the end of the year, we're going to profit for the rest of the year. So for the rest of the year, your graph is just going to keep going up. Now, you might wonder, why didn't I use this side of the graph? Well, we can't have negative months. And I end at 12 because I can't have over 12 months. I went for 12 months. So we kind of fit this. So the red are negative profit, which is called a loss, and the green is profit. I don't know how high or low these humps went. I do not know if my graph is accurate at all. But I do see some zeros, and I do see some trends that we can create an equation for. So let's make an equation. So for the equation, I'm going to do y equals. Don't we have these 3 zeros we can put on there? Okay, so I'll put a 0 here. I got x, and then I have x, and then I have x. And my 3 zeros. My 3 zeros are negative 3, which negative 3, when you do the opposite of that, is a... Oh, no, I said that wrong. I said that wrong, didn't I? What is this right here? That's a positive 3, which my 0 would be... So my 0 is positive 3, which this would be negative 3. I said that wrong, sorry. So if this is positive 3, that's negative 3. If that's a positive 7, what's this going to be? Negative 7. And if this right here is a positive 9, this right here is going to be a negative 9. Because when I stick positive 3 in here, I create 0. When I put positive 7 here, I create 0. And when I put positive 9 in here, I create a 0. Now, how are we going through these? Well, are they throughs? Or are they bouncing? At each one, don't they go through? Now, could it have been a twist through that? According to the information, I never talked if it twisted or whatever. So I don't know. My graphs do not show twists, but they could have been twists. So what matters is that these are odd. That's all that matters. They have to go through. How they go through, we don't know. So could I just put 1 on all of them? Or could I put a 3 or a 5? Doesn't matter. Just somehow they'd be an odd power. Lastly, what number goes in here? A positive or negative? What's the end behavior say right here? The end behavior says we're going up, so wouldn't that be a positive in front? So just make sure you have a positive number there. So as long as that's positive, have my zeros, and I talk about going through in some fashion like this, I now have an equation that could possibly depict polycorporation scenario above. It's not perfect, it's just a possible situation.